Have you ever silently wondered why so many individuals lose their vitality after reaching the age of 80? I've served as both a physician and a health scientist for over 40 years. During this period, I've had the honor of guiding hundreds of patients in their 80s and 90s. Some stayed mentally alert, moved with assurance, and led vibrant, dynamic lives. Others appeared to decline gradually, both physically and cognitively. On a day-by-day basis, what distinguishes these groups is often not chance or heredity's far more nuanced. It rests on factors so subtle that most people overlook them until it's too late. Turning 80 is a milestone worth honoring, a tribute to endurance through life's ups and downs. However, maintaining wellness after 80 is a distinctly different path. From that age forward, for quiet yet immensely potent forces begin to erode the body and mind. They work subtly, steadily, and without notice, often causing no immediate discomfort. Mistakenly assume, oh, this must just be part of aging. However, the reality is that these four forces are not unavoidable. They can be identified early and effectively managed. With the right understanding and timely action, they can be addressed effectively. In this video, I'll share real stories from my practice, including those of patients who triumphed and those who did in single quotes, stay until the end. Because the fourth reason might astonish you. It could be the most critical. Let's start with the first, and perhaps the most perilous silent threat: chronic inflammation in the body. When people hear inflammation, they often picture redness, swelling, discomfort, or fever. But there's another type of inflammation, much quieter, and because of its stealth, far more dangerous. In medicine, it is known as inflammaging, a state of low-level, ongoing inflammation that often occurs in older adults. It often shows no obvious signs in its early stages, making it hard to detect. This inflammation doesn't stem from injury or infection. It builds quietly from daily habits. Processed foods, high sugar consumption, excess fats, sleepless nights, and chronic stress contribute. A sedentary lifestyle and exposure. 2. Environmental factors, such as dust, chemicals, or pollution, can also contribute to this. Take Mr. George, aged 82, a classic case. He didn't smoke, didn't drink, and walked daily in the park. Yet he often felt fatigued, had persistent joint discomfort, and noticed some cloudiness in his memory. Deeper tests revealed his inflammatory markers had been quietly rising for years. That's the scariest part of chronic inflammation. Doesn't cause sharp pain, but wreaks havoc inside. It weakens immunity, harms brain cells, damages the heart and joints, and slowly lowers quality of life. The good news: it's not a life sentence if caught early with small changes in diet, sleep, and activity. You're already dousing the hidden fire smoldering within your body. The second reason many decline rapidly after 80 is muscle loss, or sarcopenia in medical terms. This process unfolds silently, starting naturally after 60, but it speeds up significantly by 80. The dangerous part: few notice it until it's too late to easily reverse. Many patients report feeling fine until they struggle to stand from a chair or move more slowly. They notice reduced flexibility in daily tasks, unaware of the underlying cause. Muscle isn't just for lifting or walking, it's a silent protector for your entire body. It helps regulate blood sugar, supports joints, boosts metabolism, and keeps you balanced with every step. I vividly recall Mr. Frank, 84, a lively man who lived alone, cooked, cleaned, and shopped weekly. One day, he tripped lightly on a rug, fell, and fractured his hip. Surgery went well, but weeks in bed led to a walker, then a wheelchair. We found that the root cause wasn't the rug or fall, but rather silent muscle loss over the years. The good news: muscle loss can be countered with simple habits, such as daily walks, light resistance exercises, and a sufficient protein intake. Your muscles are like quiet armor, preserving independence, safety, and dignity after the age of 80. The third reason, often overlooked, is poor sleep, which becomes critical in your 80s. When young, a sleepless night leaves you tired, but you recover the next day. But after 80, sleep isn't just rest, it's a vital healing therapy your body needs nightly. Older adults often struggle to fall asleep, wake multiple times, or feel drained despite hours in bed. What many overlook is that deep sleep cleanses the brain, resets the immune system, repairs cells, and strengthens memories. I recall Mrs. Alice, 86, a kind woman living alone after her husband's passing. She reported unusual forgetfulness and low energy. Gardening, once her joy, no longer sparked delight. She admitted to waking 3 to 4 times nightly, but thought it was normal for her age. We rebuilt her routine. No tea after 3 p.m., morning walks, no late TV, and a fixed bedtime. After 3 weeks, she felt refreshed, her memory improved, and she rediscovered her love for plants. Sleep, when prioritized, becomes a cost-free medicine, shaping how you think, move, and stay healthy. Good sleep after 80 isn't a luxury, it's a survival necessity. The fourth reason, perhaps the most silent and heartbreaking, is loneliness and the feeling of being unneeded, but we often view old age as a time for rest, free from the hustle of youth. But after decades in practice, I've learned what weakens people most after 80 isn't illness, it's emptiness. Loneliness isn't just about lacking people to talk to. It's about feeling forgotten and disconnected from the world. Research shows prolonged loneliness can weaken immunity, raise dementia and depression risks, and shorten life. I once cared for Mr. Bill, an 88-year-old man living alone after his wife's death, with his family far away. His days passed with just TV and simple meals. He said, "No one's waiting for me, and no one needs me." Those words stayed with me. But there's hope. A sense of purpose doesn't need to be grand. Watering a plant, calling a relative, journaling, or making tea for a neighbor can restore value. None of us is truly old as long as we have a reason to rise each morning. If you've listened this far, pause now, not with fear, but with mindfulness to reflect. Turning 80 isn't the end, it's a new phase where life presents subtle, hidden challenges we've uncovered for silent threats, inflammation, muscle loss, poor sleep, and loneliness. They arrive quietly, hidden in a slight ache, a restless night, or a lonely day. If ignored, they slowly steal freedom, clarity, and joy in later years. Yet, my decades of work shows small, consistent changes make a huge difference. A daily walk, a vegetable-rich meal, a brief call, or an hour of good sleep. These are your medicine. Knowing early means acting early. Knowledge is the key to preserving dignity and freedom. If today's message resonated, sparked hope, or offered new insights, please share it. Click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to support yourself and others. This helps older adults access accurate and compassionate health information. Thank you for being here. I wish you strength, wellness, and peace until the next video.